Hi, my name is John Lopes, and today I'll be doing a brief tutorial on how to make a bootable USB drive. So lately I've been doing a bunch of clean installs for new custom built computers, as well as clean installs for revamping older systems and laptops. And what I've come across is I hate DVDs. Why do I hate DVDs? Well, one, they're a pain to carry around. I feel dorky walking around with a CD case or just CDs in my pocket. Two, they take forever. What do I mean by forever? Well, when I installed a copy of Windows 7 on a fairly new machine, it's probably a 2000 model, it took approximately 45 minutes for it to get done. That's an hour of my life I can't get back, waiting for this thing to finish for me to do what I need to do to get it back to my client. So this has inspired me to find faster ways to speed up my process for work and just for better routine, especially if you're doing computer work. You want to make sure your process is the fastest and most convenient. So I found this free utility called WinAIO, which stands for Windows All-in-One. And what this utility does is allows you to copy your Windows installation DVD and make it into a bootable USB drive. Why would you want to make it into a bootable USB drive? Well, there's two advantages to it. One is the size. I feel more comfortable and more professional walking around with something in my, well, I could even have it in my pocket or in my little tool set or even on a keychain. And showing up to a client's house, I just plug it in and he doesn't even know what's going on. He just knows it's working, instead of pulling out 10 DVDs looking for the right operating system and whatnot. Two is speed. While most laptops, older and newer, could support read and write speeds up to 2 to 12 megabytes, older generation and newer generation PCs all support USB 2.0 to USB 3.0, which gives you a read and write speed up to 30 to 60 megabytes. Realistically, there's some stats out there that say it reads and writes faster, but those don't apply right now. So I'm going to be doing a brief tutorial, like I said, on how to show you how to make a bootable USB drive from your guys' Windows installation CDs. There's only a couple things you do need. Like I said, one, you need this utility. It's a free download. You just have to look it up. Two, you need a legitimate copy of Windows. So it can't be modified or tweaked or cracked or anything like that. It has to be a genuine Windows product, DVD installation, CD or DVD. And that's about it. So let's get started. So this tool does do a lot. I'm going to show you the very basis of it. So to get things started, the first thing I'm going to do is just go into the Auto AIO button right here. Go ahead and click. And it's going to ask you for these three requirements. It's going to ask you to select a folder to work with ISOs. So you need at least 16 gigabytes free on your hard drive in order to compile your Windows installation files. So let's go ahead and pick a path. Go to one of my hard drives here. Just gonna hit OK. So you're going to set your path where this is just a working folder, so it will extract the your ISO files that you made from your Windows disk and bring them into this folder to work with. Now I'm going to select the 32-bit ISO of my Windows installation files. So I'm going to go ahead and go to that. Let's see. Right here. And I'm going to select the 64-bit installation CD. Right here. So again, like I said, this tool is very, very useful and powerful. What this tool also allows you to do, as you can see, is make a whole bootable USB drive using both 32-bit and 64-bit installation files. So not only are you killing two birds with one stone, it's more convenient. Like I said, when you're using this, especially when you're in front of clients or whatnot, this allows you to install all versions, the 32-bit and 64-bit, whatever operating system that you're trying to install. For work purposes, I've unlocked all my DVDs, which means I have every version of Windows 7 on my ISO files. I'll show you that right now. So after you're done doing this, you're going to go ahead and hit start compilation. And this usually takes about 10 to 15 minutes, depending on how fast your system is. And when it finishes, wherever you set that folder to, that's where your finished product is going to be. So right here you can see that this is my main image. It's about 4 gigs. And this right here will contain my 32-bit and 64-bit installation files. Now there's two things you could do. You could either have a dual layer DVD or DVD file, and you can just burn it straight to a DVD, which defeats the purpose of this tutorial, but it is an option. Or you can extract this ISO file that you made and have these installation files. And what this is going to allow you to do, like I said, is create that bootable USB drive. And just to show you guys what I mean by compile the 32-bit and 64-bit versions together, I'll go ahead and show you that. As you can see, I have the 32-bit of Starter, Home Basic, Home Premium, Professional, Ultimate, all 32-bit versions. And then Home Basic, Home Premium, Professional, and Ultimate in 64-bit. Now this is fun. I mean, you could try to do this at home. It's not very hard. You could look up online tutorials to show you how to do it. The only drawback to this is that you must have a key, a actual product key, to use these versions of Windows. So don't think you're just going to unlock your legal copy of Windows and just install whatever version you want. It doesn't work like that. You have to have the key for these versions. So now that I'm done with this, I'm going to go ahead right here to the Win to USB. I'm going to select the setup folder, which is the folder that I extracted my compiled DVD. Go ahead and find that real quick. I'm going to go ahead and click on it, Windows AIO image. Hit OK. And then you're going to select the USB drive that you want to make into the bootable USB. So as you can see right here, I have a PNY 8 gig USB, which is plenty. You can also have Windows Server and any other Windows product to that year on the same bootable drive. I've been able to take everything from Windows XP to Windows 8 and compile all the versions of every window onto a USB. It is possible, but you have to use third-party GUIs like Darth or something like that. But it will give you that option to boot and install whatever version of Windows you need, which, like I said, is very helpful. That takes about, I want to say, a 32 gigabyte USB to fit everything on there nicely. But anyways, so now that we're here, you're going to go ahead and select which USB that you want to make into the bootable USB, and then you're going to hit start. Now before you hit start, you got to realize that you are formatting your USB drive. So if you have anything that you want to keep that's on that USB drive, please save it and don't just delete it. And then you delete it and then you come try to find me and be like, look what you did. Not my problem. Gave you the warning. If you don't save it, it will delete it. That's that. So I'm going to go ahead and hit start, and it tells you right here in this big prompt box, all USB data will be lost with it. Continue? Yes. And then it's going to start copying that ISO image that we just compile together with both the 32-bit 32-bit and 64-bit version of Windows. Well, that's about it. So when this is done, you will have a bootable USB drive. Now, just because you made the bootable USB drive doesn't mean you're just going to be able to plug it in and then boot straight from it. You're still going to have to go into the BIOS and configure your boot device. And most Windows machines does support boot to USB. So remember, if you're going to do this, you always have to check that your BIOS supports it, and it is an option for you to do. Alright, well, I hope you enjoyed my tutorial, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask me, and I hope it works for you guys.